Hi, we are here to talk about atomic structure, followed the scenario 3 and scenario 4. Ions and electronic structure. Um, Ions formed when the number of proton in atom is not equal as electrons. Electronic structure form due to the gain or lose electron in atom. Ions are atom, a group of atom that carries electric charge. They, if they, if they gain the electron, it becomes negatively charged. If they lose electron, it becomes positively charged. They can be conductor of electric current in solution because they can move, and the electronic structure of the atoms is mainly constructed in SPD and F blocks. The electronic configuration largely follows the Opvo principle. Atmospheric ions. Atmospheric ions, the ions carries the electrical current in the air of the atmosphere, and also they carries the charge of a single element. Upper atmosphere layer made due to the corpuscular radiation and ultraviolet from this ultraviolet ray from the sun. High energy solar photon tear electron away of gas particles and creating in the atmosphere, and then creating electrically charged ions of atom and molecule. The lower atmosphere layer. The lower atmosphere layer made due to the cosmic rays and radioactive radiation. Ionic bond. Ionic bond is mainly electrovalent bond. So this bond is formed due to the oppositely charged ions which are present in a different chemical compound. So these bonds are connected through the electricity attraction. So these bonds formed due to the transformation of electron through the outermost electron to another atom. So scenario 4, covalent bond. So a covalent bond is formed due to the equal share of electron with the neighbor atom. These bonds are connected through the different type of force. So sharing valence electron form this bond, and the nature of the bond depends on the free electron present in the outer shell of the orbital. As the picture shows, the two type of covalent bond, the single bond and the double bond that we can see here. They share the electron together. So polar and non-polar bond. So the non-polar covalent formed when electron are shared equally to another atom, but the polar one is when it's shared electron unequally. So for the non-polar covalent, we have a simple sample like a polythene, and for the polar covalent we have nylon. So now we want to talking about the polymers. The polymers are formed by primary bonds and secondary bonds. So polymer is a material consisting of a large molecule that make up of a small repeating unit called monomers. Covalent bonds of nylon. So nylon polymer constructed through the covalent bond in hydrogen and carbon atoms. Actually there is a very strong intermolecular force due to the covalent hydrogen bond. So, and this interaction of hydrogen bound, it's mainly occur due to the amides linkage. Covalent bond of polythene. So the polythene is the simplest polymer structure. So they construct with the repeat of the mer of two covalent bond of carbon, and that carbon covalent it's contain two hydrogen. This covalent bond connected through the weak van der Waals force. Covalent bonds of Kevlar. So Kevlar polymer crystallizing that always made of monomers of phenyl and phenyl group and amides. These monomers connected with a strong covalent bond in the direction of fiber. So and amides group also separated with the help of phenyl groups. The weak hydrogen bound is also present in the direction of fiber. So this polymer also forms two type of configuration of cis and trans. Octet. So octet, the elements of the main group of a periodic table have less than 8 electrons in their valence shell. So they are tend to share their gain or lose their electron to reach the stable noble gas electron configuration. So the first simply covalent, it's carbon dioxide and ammonia. So carbon dioxide followed the explain of octet law. Atomic number of carbon is 6. So 4 electron lives in outer shell, on his outer shell, and atomic number of oxygen is 8, while 6 electron present in the outer shell. So oxygen needs 2 electron with to reach the octet state. So the oxygen share 2 electron with carbon and formed 4 covalent bonds. That we have a picture that explain exactly that we have a 4 covalent bond here with the oxygen and carbon. So about the ammonia is has 3 single covalent bonds that we can see here, that there is they have 3 single covalent bond, and about 2 other simply covalent bond, methane and hydrogen. So methane has 4 covalent bond between hydrogen and carbon atom, that we can see in the picture here, that atoms of hydrogen mainly satisfy carbon, the valence of the carbon. So and then the hydrogen chloride has mainly 1 covalent bond, because hydrogen has just one atom, and chloride has 7 atoms. So because of that, they can just make 1 covalent bond every time together. So my presentation finished here. We've been talking about the atomic structure, about the covalent bond, and ions bound, covalent bond, and electrocovalent bond. Thank you so much for listening.